Ecocha exclusively represents specialty Taiwan tea with over 25 years of immersion in the Taiwanese tea industry and tea culture. And today we're here tasting our Tai Cha 18 or Red Jade Black Tea. And we have last fall's harvest here on this side and the recent June 2020 harvest here on this side. And our farmer who we've been sourcing this type of tea from for years now has notified us in the last 6 months or so that he's kind of stepping up his game in terms of his Red Jade tea production. The most significant aspect of which is the timing of his harvests. Basically, he's only going to use the summer months, so to speak, between May and October, probably May, June, July, August, September only. And then the harvest, if he does them on either side, early spring or winter tea will be made into white tea, which is another interesting prospect that we are looking forward to observing and hopefully procuring in the future. The first thing that I noticed opening these bags was the aroma coming from the dried leaf in the bag. The recent harvest is very much more characteristic of a red jade with that minty kind of herbal aromatic quality to the dried leaves. You can smell it in last year's harvest, but it's definitely more faint. This is a specialty tea. Red Jade stands apart from all of the black teas in the world, really, but definitely here in Taiwan. Basically, Red Jade, to give a little background, is a hybridization of Assam tea from the strain that is now mostly cultivated in India and actually all over the world, together with the Taiwanese indigenous tea tree. So the Japanese brought the Assam plant here and started cultivating it in the Sun Moon Lake area. It cross-pollinated with the indigenous strain, which had already been had begun being cultivated in the Sun Moon Lake area. And the recent development of that, or more recent, is that the Tea Research and Extension Station here in Taiwan, a branch of the Department of Agriculture, researched this and refined that hybridization and registered Tai Cha 18 in 1999 following the 9/21 or September 21st earthquake that happened here. And there was a big promotion, government subsidization for propagating this new type of specialty black tea. And 20 years later, it has become popular around the world. So getting back to our source, he just wanted to step it up and make his Red Jade as best he can by choosing the optimal months of harvest. Black tea is known, it's a common fact, so to speak, that it's a higher quality when harvested in the hotter months. This has to do with the balance of the catechins, the chemical compounds in the teas that bring out a more complex and aromatic profile in the teas. So let's move on to the brewed tea. These are still quite warm, but definitely cooled down. Obviously Red Jade in its aromatic profile, but mild, it's true. The second aspect of his production upgrade is timing the harvests to get the optimal stage of growth of the new leaves that have sprouted. So basically not to let them grow too big because it's basically not too small, not too big, just right. I don't want to get Goldilocks on us, but basically when the leaves are too mature, they tend to brew a lighter tea. And if they're mature enough, they have a substance along with a complexity that does just optimize the overall production. It appears to be more mature in last year's crop that was harvested. So those are the two things. Timing of harvest, not only seasonally for the best climate conditions, but also for the proper maturity stage of growth in the tea leaves. All right, let's get down to it and have a taste. This is the first time we're doing this, comparing last year's batch of tea to this year's, so it'll be interesting in the moment for us here. Red Jade. By the way, I did 5 grams of tea in boiling temperature water for 3 minutes twice. So this is the first infusion and the second infusion of 5 grams of tea close to 100 degrees Celsius for 3 minutes. I'm just going to compare the first and the second brew, see if I can notice any significant difference. Tangy, mildly sour note coming through. Makes me think of pomelos, actually. And then the finish is classic Red Jade, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of mint factor. Very distinct. I mean, every time I drink Red Jade, I'm like, wow, this is really its own type of tea. And there, nothing really compares. Okay, visually, the June 2020 tea is darker. No doubt about it. It's got a richer, it's a little bit more vibrant. This is a little flatter. This has got a dark, reddish luminescence to it. Yeah, I mean, this is the most striking, before I taste it, comparison is, this is visually a better brew. It's clear, and I'm sure any tea judge would look at it and would not even have to taste it. So, we haven't really given the new batch a try, so here it is. It's like twice as rich. It really is. It's amazing. That 5 grams brewed for 3 minutes is as strong as you would want it. Of course, you can brew it for much shorter intervals, probably get a lot much more complexity. It's not overly astringent. It's just really strong flavored. But the soup is smooth and it's just a little bit dry of a finish. It's not taking all the moisture off my tongue by any means. Really satisfying. The tea is cooled down now, so I'm getting a full flavored profile, getting the full spectrum, as opposed to if it's hot and volatile, it's harder to get all the flavors at once. All right. I mean, frankly and completely honestly, these are very different in their grades of quality. Again, it's not, it's just not, I guess we need to take into account that this is it's 11 months old or so, or 10 months old, and this is 2 months old. But I totally concur with the tea maker's conviction that his new standard is a significant difference, and we're happy to be able to offer a better Red Jade. I mean, what better thing to do than to pay a little bit more for the farmer to maximize his possibilities in producing the best tea he can. Isn't that what we're here for? And that's a big part of ecocha in general, is that we're here to encourage the farmers to fulfill their potentials and to show them that there is a demand all over the world for just that. Our young farmer, he's in his 30s, he's been doing really well. He has his own family farm in Songboling, which is a historical tea producing region, a traditional tea making area in southern Nantou County, very close to where I'm sitting right now. And he has basically contracted a farmer in the Sun Moon Lake area. This farm is around 750 meters above Sun Moon Lake, or 750 meters elevation in the hills above Sun Moon Lake. And he started out with the commitment to buy a third of the farmer's crop. That was several years ago, I think almost 10 years ago now. Within 3 years, he was buying 2/3, and in recent couple of years, he's been buying the whole crop, which allows him to have more jurisdiction over the whole operations. And we've watched his production and his everything improve. You know, his skills as a tea maker, his organization and management of the tea farm. It's all kind of coming together and coming to fruition in recent years. Really happy to support him, really excited to watch him progress in his career. He's become a known name in his community, and he's representing a new development of entrepreneurship and along with his tea maker status in the local community and around Taiwan. So there you have it. You can check out our new selection of Red Jade if you go to ecochateas.com, click on the Black Tea tab, and you'll find Red Jade Black Tea. And it is now up for sale, June 2020 harvest, upgraded version. It costs a little bit more, but I have no qualms about paying a little bit more from what I just tasted. Not that I didn't enjoy. This was, last year, I was like, this tea is great. Now I know, I'm getting chills now. The potential, and that's a beautiful thing. And we'll see what he does with this white tea in the future. Thanks for being with us. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, click on that like button, and share this video with anybody that you think might enjoy hearing about this type of tea. We'll see you next time.